Arcade Perfect, my arse. Okay guys, welcome to another Arcade Perfect, my arse. Now this week's game, as you can probably tell, is Bad Dudes versus Dragonninja. Now I think this was one of these games that had different names depending on where it was actually released about. The first time I played this game was on the Commodore Amiga, I think it was, or was on the Atari ST, can't remember what one it was. It's certainly got one of the worst sort of game covers I've ever seen. You can Google it if you want. So anyway, yep, Bad Dudes versus Dragonninja. Let's take a wee shot. Right, how do we put a coin in? Yeah, the 90s video games were terrible for flat-topped, muscle-bound guys with sunglasses. They seemed to think that was a good look. It kinda reminds me a wee bit like Rolling Thunder, except it's not got the fantastic music, and it doesn't have guns. In other words, it's nothing like Rolling Thunder. I think in this game you can have simultaneous two-player action. But basically you're trying to kidnap... No, you're not trying to kidnap anybody, you're trying to rescue the... I think it's the president's daughter or something like that.
Got it.
Knife, that's what we're talking about. Let's stab a few people. Now, I have to say, I think this is the first and only time I've ever played the arcade version of this, and it's actually not too bad. I was never overly impressed with the Commodore one, the Commodore Amiga one, but anyway, I should leave that till we come to play it. I knew he was going to spit fire. Oh, you bugger. Ah, there's also a jump button, which I've just realised. In fact, I didn't just realise it, I've been jumping since I started the game. I'm talking shite. Is there some sort of... Ah, there is a pivot blow. That'll be him dead then. That's Fat Boy dead. And this is the level that's most synonymous with this game. Riding on top of a truck. It's all very James Bond-like. Oh, you git. It's not bad, it's not a bad wee game. I mean, graphically wise, it's quite nice. It's still not got any great deal of depth. Oh, let's pick up the nunchucks, that's what we want. Now it's probably something... Ah, git. Come on, let me over. How can you avoid that? You need to jump, I'm guessing. Right, anyway, listen, that's game over. That is the arcade one. Let's take a look at some home versions. Okay, this is Atari ST one. The screen looks awfully kind of colourless. Looks a bit too bright, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's see what the game actually plays like. Sounds like a horde of bats. President Ronnie, I'm guessing that's based on Ronnie Reagan. Kidnapped by the ninjas. Okay, right. Yeah, this is kind of what I remember this game would be like. Just very, very slow. Very, 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 very slow. Now, I know this is pretty accurate because, well, A, this emulator is pretty damned accurate, and B, I do remember this game on the Atari ST being extremely slow. Not quite sure why. I mean, the graphics are quite detailed, obviously lacking colour slightly, but fairly authentic looking. But it's just the complete lack of speed really lets us. Come on, how do we pick up something? Come on. I've got no idea how to pick something up. It doesn't matter, let's just avoid the clock. Yeah, there's nothing even on screen here and it's crawling. Sound is pretty minimal. If it could just be sped up slightly, I mean that's one good thing about emulation, you can certainly speed things up a wee bit. But yeah, I'm obviously basing this on how it would run on the original hardware. I want to try and get to the second level to see how it moves with the big kind of truck thing as well. If it's slow for something like this, it's going to be even worse. Ah, a dog. I didn't remember seeing the dog when I was playing the arcade one. Graphically, it kind of reminds me of what it would be like in the PC. Whoops. Right, oh, there we go. He's got a big sword. Oh well. One swift swipe of the nunchucks to the face seems to take care of him. And him as well. I mean, it's not a bad port, it's just the lack of speed is the thing that would annoy me. I think you'd probably get used to it, to be fair. There's a big fat bloke. Ah, right, if you hold down the fire button, he does some kind of R-type power-up thing. Oops, there he is there. 2 more hits. Come on. And he's gone. It looks like he's kind of half fallen off the wall there. Right, let's see how this plays. Ah, right, okay. I've just discovered, if you look at the ground, you'll see it is technically moving, supposed to be. How do we jump? We don't. Right, anyway, listen, that's enough of that one. That is the Atari ST. It's alright. Lack of speed definitely ruins it for me, unfortunately. Okay, this is the PC one. Now, unfortunately, I could not get this one to work. It's a DOS game. So I've got a DOS emulator, but I could not get it to work. So I've very kindly borrowed this video from someone else on YouTube, but I'm going to put a credit below anyway. So hopefully he doesn't mind too much. So yeah, this is the DOS one. It's certainly quick enough. Colour is quite nice. The main characters, they look a bit more like Michael Myers from the Halloween films than they do Dragonninjas, with their sort of resplendent blue overalls. Animation, it looks like there's 1 or 2 frames of animation per character. They certainly don't look very realistic, but then saying that, the arcade one wasn't particularly good either when it came to animation. So yeah, it's certainly got good speed, way quicker than the Atari ST one, so for that reason it's probably more playable, but like I said, I can't actually can't comment too much because I'm not actually playing this version. What's disappointing is the screen is only half the screen has been devoted to the sort of game itself, with the sort of other half at the bottom being used to display some sort of health kind of power bar type thing, which is disappointing. So this is obviously the end of level boss. I'll be looking rather ashen face and grey. So yeah, anyway, listen, that is the PC one. Okay, this is the Spectrum 48K version. There is a 128 version which I shall look at right after this one, see if it's any different. So yeah, this is the 48K one. Now you'll see there, this is called Dragonninja rather than Band Dudes versus Dragonninja. I don't know why they shortened the name. Right, let's see. 2 for Kempston. Try again. There we go, Kempston. Right, 0 to start game. Right, it's very grey looking. Now, like a lot of Spectrum arcade ports, they tend to kind of go for the monochrome. Now, it looks a bit more like John Travolta than it does some badass ninja. Lack of colour does make it very dull looking. But you know what, the animation isn't too bad. It seems to kind of play at a sort of decent enough pace. And the graphics are fairly detailed as well, which is the reason they tend to go for the monochrome graphics. Let's see how we jump up. There we go. Now, I think this game is actually multi-load on the 8-bit versions, which was always a thing that put me off playing them. How do I get down? Oh, I have no idea. Oh, there we go. We've got the guy with the bad breath. Bloody hell. Oh, I'm dead. As we'd expect, there's not a lot in the way of sound in the Spectrum. Couple more hits, hopefully. No. Hey, and he just evaporates into thin air. Right, okay. Oh, here we go. Now that's the power of emulation, instant loading. Now I've got to say, that's actually quite nice. That actually looks like, because you've got the sort of the city landscape in the back, it actually looks pretty good. It's certainly way better than the what was one we're looking at, Atari ST one, which virtually gave no impression of speed at all. So yeah, quite to say, although it's very, very dull looking, it's very grey and or black and white, I should say. I think is it black and white looking. It does actually play pretty good. away from the edge before I get knocked off. I don't think I've ever managed to actually get to the end of this level. There we go. Dudes. Oh, is this going to be end of level baddie once again? I think it is. And what is it we've got this time? A guy with sticks. He's not actually done anything yet, has he? It doesn't look like he's actually hunting me at all, so that was a bit easy. Level 3. So I could probably see that the Spectrum one is possibly slightly too easy. I mean, this is the very first time I've ever played it and I'm already on level 3. Obviously the problem with multi-load games is you die, you've then got to go back to the very start and reload the game. But, you know, when you think about it, there was no other way they were going to get games like this in a single load. Anyway, listen, you can see here I've still got quite a bit of energy, so that is the Spectrum and that's the 48K version. Okay, this is the NES version. Sadly, it was only released in Japan. I'm saying sadly, it might be absolutely pants, so we shall find out. That sounds more like the start of Green Beret, actually. Well, there's the word ninja. I can make that bit out. That's about the extent of my Japanese translation skills. Right, sprite-wise, it's not bad. It's, I'm going to say jerky, it's maybe unfair to say it's jerky. The movements maybe not the greatest. It certainly lacks a bit of colour. And it seems to kind of move in blocks rather than move sort of smoothly, but then saying that, the arcade game wasn't exactly super smooth either. Now you can see there, it's a kind of remix of the arcade one. I mean, this is like the level layout is completely different. I'm not sure why they do that. I've seen that happen quite a few times in different arcade versions, or different arcade games. The NES tends to do its own thing. I mean, it certainly plays alright. There's Fat Bloke. So I'm interested to see what level 2 is like. Well, let's continue. Oh, right back to start again. Yeah, it's not bad. It kind of lacks a bit of colour. That's about the only thing I'd say, but it's certainly not a bad conversion, all things considered. But it's not really all that faithful to the arcade one. It does look quite like it, but for some reason they just decide to change the sort of level layouts. Not sure why they do that. Is that a kind of Coca-Cola? I think it could be. Right, anyway, listen, that's enough of that one, guys. That is Dragonninja, and that is on the NES. Okay, this is the Commodore Amiga one. Now, interestingly, I noticed there's actually a version of this released by, it's released by Data East, and it's called Bad Dudes vs Dragonninja. Then the one that was released by Imagine, man, this actually says this is Imagine one. It was just called Dragonninja. So it must have been released in the States by Data East, but they changed the name. I said again, I don't know why they do that. So anyway, how do we start F1 for a one-player game? And it's got the guy that talks just like a typewriter. Ah, it's not actually President Ronnie's daughter's been kidnapped, it's actually the President himself. So there we go. Are you a bad enough dude to rescue Ronnie? Yep, let's go. I've got to say, this is more like it. Listen to that music. Excellent. Silky smooth scrolling, nice and fast as well. So plenty of baddies on screen as well. Take that. Right, fat bloke right. Right, what's going on now? I notice in all the versions, I think there was one that didn't do it. For some reason I had to load him. I don't know why. I mean, at the end of the day he's just a sprite, so I don't know what's going on there. Excellent sound. I'll take a wee look at level 2 once it decides to load. How do I jump? I've got no idea. How do I jump here? I'm not sure how to jump. I can jump up and down, but I can't seem to jump. No idea. And it's going to be game over, I think. No, there we go. Just lose a life. And then you automatically start. But this is pretty good. This is certainly the best version so far. Oh, that was probably silly. It seems that ninjas are able to run faster than cars. So was that play the part of the bad dude or the Dragonninja? I'm not quite sure. Anyway, listen, that's enough of that one, guys. Oh wait, in fact, let's just try and take. There we go, game over. Yeah, that's the Commodore Amiga one. That is actually quite impressive. Okay, right, this is Bad Dudes, and this is on the Apple II, released in 1988 by Data East. Yeah, now oddly I could not get this game working with a joystick or with keys, so believe it or not I'm actually using a mouse to control it if it's ever actually wanting to start. So yeah, I'm actually controlling this with a mouse, which is probably the first platform game I've ever played using a mouse. Yeah, you can see that the graphics are pretty shit looking. Very, very small. Now, to be fair, it's probably not. It's probably kind of unfair to compare this game too much because, yep, if I was playing it with a joystick, it might actually be slightly better. Right, it appears I can't move again. So what's going on here? Oh, I'm moving again. Left mouse button it seems to punch, and right mouse button appears to make you jump. Now, initial impressions of this aren't good. I mean, the graphics you can see there are tiny looking, but you know what, I think if this was actually being controlled by a proper joystick, it actually might not be too bad, you know, forgetting the size of graphics. Let's give it one more go. Yeah, sound is minimal to say the least. It actually sounds more like the TV's doing a good tune than actually sound effects for a game. I mean, colour wise it's not actually too bad. It's just the graphics are so small. I mean, it certainly plays fast enough. Arse. It doesn't seem to have a lot in common with the actual arcade, I have to say. But anyway, listen, that is the Apple II one. Okay then, this is the Amstrad CPC 464, though that's technically not true because I noticed when it was loading on the emulator it said automatically detected 128K, so it's kind of loaded the 128 version. So I'm not quite sure what the difference between this and the basic version would be, but I'm certainly not going to bother looking. So yeah, this looks rather nice. I like the kind of use of the sort of colour scrolling at the bottom. Though, as we know, the front end doesn't always make us a good game. But anyway, let's go. No, I could not get I couldn't get the joystick working this at all. I had to use a wee tool called Joy2Key and basically map key buttons to the joystick. But anyway, that's got nothing to do with this, what we're actually looking at. So, start game. And again, start game. You know, I did have a very, very quick shot of this, and I've got to say, this is rather nice. Graphics are really, really nice, and even the animation is actually not bad at all. That sounded like some basic kind of speech, I think. Oh, there's a power up of some sort, I think. How would I pick it up? I'm getting my arse booted stupidly. How do I? I'm really not sure how to get down. Yeah, I mean, graphically this is really nice. Excellent use of colour. Yeah, you can hear a very, very faint game over there. I don't know whether it is. Let's just type in any shite. Return. Let's go again. Zero. Now you can see there, if I hold down the fire button, he kind of has a glowing head, and I'm guessing that's some sort of power up type thing. Right, I'm not sure how to jump down. Nah, don't know how to jump down. Oh, but a minute, it looks like he was going to jump down there. Maybe not. Ah, there we go. I don't actually know how I managed that. Anyway, yeah, this is actually really nice. Graphically, it's really impressive. It's certainly the best of the 8 bits so far. That's the thing about the Amstrad. When games are done well, they are excellent. Probably the best 8-bit versions of a lot of games. Unfortunately, a lot of the games are just straightforward ports from the Spectrum. But this has got a kind of Renegade look to it. I mean, Renegade is one of the games that it's a kind of benchmark Amstrad game. Yeah, the graphics for this are fantastic. I don't know if you've got simultaneous 2-player in this. I don't see any option to press another button. I would like to get to the next stage if I can, but it looks like I'm going to be dead. Ow! Arse! Right, let's go for one more go, because that is excellent. Let's just try and walk to the end if I can. Sound is minimal, which you would kind of expect, but the animation is pretty good. Use of colour, actual sprites themselves are excellent. So this is a really good version. It would probably control better if I was actually using a proper joystick, but I can't seem to get it to work. The funny thing was, I did try this game last night, and I did get it working on my joystick. And then today, I just can't get it working at all, so I'm really not sure what's going on. Oh, have that. Some stabby goodness. Anyway, yeah, listen, that is the Amstrad CPC version. That is excellent. Okay then, right, this is not the Spectrum one, this is actually the MSX 1 version. Now apparently the Spectrum and MSX 1 have identical processors, which is why a lot of the games look identical. It's actually a bit interesting to see this run side by side with the Spectrum one, because it certainly looks absolutely spot on with the Spectrum one, which is no bad thing because that was actually a pretty good version. I'm saying complete lacky sound, almost a complete lacky sound, other than a few wee beeps and squawks, just kind of typical Spectrum fare, or in this case MSX fare. Graphics again, just like the Spectrum one, aren't bad. Obviously they're monochrome. They actually look quite realistic. I can't seem to get down. I'm not sure how you get down actually. No idea. Oh, there we go. I seem to manage it without actually knowing how I'm doing it. But yeah, it's alright. Certainly a wee bit colour wouldn't go amiss, but that's what you tend to get with these processors. I mean, animation's not too bad. Yep, he looks identical to the Spectrum one as well. Let's see if we can get to the second level. Oh, bloody hell. Ah, bollocks. probably help actually trying to... Oh, 2 more hits and he's dead. Hey! Yeah. Right, I think we've seen this version already because it is the Spectrum one. So that is the MSX. Let's take a look at the very last version. This is Bad Dudes versus Dragonninja, and this is on the Commodore 64. Now I've got to say I've never actually played it on the C64 because you can see there it was ported across in 1988. Now I was just about to sell my Atari ST and get a Commodore Amiga, so I had not had a C64 for quite a long time. So anyway, let's get on with the game. Now I'm delighted to see that it's actually got really good graphics. The C64 was always sort of slagged off as having expanded sprites, but late on in the C64's life, they seem to, I don't know, is it a kind of high resolution? I'm not too sure, but Imagine Software came out with some cracking games like Target Renegade, and they had really detailed graphics. And this is one of them. This looks really good. Ideally I'd like to turn the music off and have some sound effects. Wait a minute, there's some kind of spinny kick thing. Ideally I'd like to get to the end of this level and see what the truck level's like. But this is really good. It's probably about the best graphics I've actually seen. Maybe just behind the Amiga one, but this is really impressive for an 8-bit one. Silky smooth scrolling as well, as you can see, and really nice use of colour. I don't know whether you could have a simultaneous 2-player game. I'm not too sure. Right, where's Fat Boy? Oh, not him yet. Should be here soon. Now, is that a knife? What was that? It's been dropped. Bugger. Yes. Slightly smaller than other versions, but at least there's no loading at all. Oh, you bugger. It's certainly quick enough as well. You get. Ah, bollocks. Oh, I don't believe that. When I lose my life, he goes back to full power. Damn it. Oh, there we go. Maybe not. Okay, now this is actually pretty good. This looks the part. It appears when he crouches, he kind of loses his nose and his mouth. So I'm not quite sure what's going on there. But this is pretty impressive. I'm definitely impressed with this. Not overly keen on the music could have been better, but I'm just being a bit picky. Whoa! I mean, the actual controls, it does control pretty well. was that? It's game over, apparently. Well, there you go. Anyway, listen, that is Dragonninja, or whatever it's called, Bad Dudes versus Dragonninja, and that is on the C64. So that is it. That is the last version. I don't think there was any other versions that came out. I think I've covered them all. It certainly wasn't released that I'm aware of on the Master System or any other consoles. So let me think. In third place, third place, I am going to go for the Amstrad. The NES one wasn't bad, kinda lacked colour though, that's the only thing. The Amstrad one was really impressive. Graphics are really colourful, played really well. Sound was a bit minimal to say the least, but yeah, excellent version. In second place, I'm going to go for this one. I like this a lot. It's really detailed graphics, smooth scrolling, plays really well. Really quite surprised at how good this one is actually, but I think there was only going to be one victor in this particular feature, and it's got to be the Commodore Amiga one. It looks really like the arcade one. It's fast, it's smooth, it's got all the sound, plays really well. So yeah, I would say that's as near arcade perfect as you can possibly get. So anyway guys, that is it. That is the end of this feature. I hope you enjoyed watching it. Please feel free to like, comment and subscribe. If there's any game you want to see featured in this series, then please put your comments below. But as usual guys, thank you very much for watching.